I've now switched coffee to my Wisconsin J.J. Watt mug just for this phone conversation here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I mean, I'm doing fine, but I wish I didn't have this mug in front of me. I'll be very honest with you, Jonathan. I'll be very honest with you, being a Michigan grad. Chris Brockman, you want to read to Jonathan Taylor what J.J. Watt has inscribed on the mug beneath the final score of...
so there's the score, 35-14, and then at the bottom of it, it says, "This cub holds Rich Eisen's tears."
That's right. There you go. Yeah. Have you met J.J. Watt, Jonathan?
I have not had the chance to meet J.J. Watt
What?
yet.
How's that possible?
He's a busy man.
So, JJ, have you not even spoken to J.J. Watt, Jonathan Taylor?
No, I haven't got a chance to connect with him yet. I mean, he has a lot going on, outside of football, too, not just let alone football.
I can't believe, do I need to hook? Does a Michigan guy need to hook two Wisconsin studs up? Do I need to do that?
I mean, that would be an honor, and it would be a pleasure.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Jonathan, what has life been like for you the last few weeks with a spotlight being thrown on you with your play? What's it been like for you?
It's been really fun, and especially, with the defense playing the way that they are. I finally get to talk about, someone other than myself. I get to talk about and brag about our defense. Those guys are playing lights out, and I can't say, how proud I am of them just because the situations we put them in sometimes, and they bail us out. So they're playing lights out.
How does a kid from New Jersey get to Wisconsin, Jonathan?
Really hard work and dedication, but one of the biggest things is, of course, there's a pipeline from Jersey to Madison, and it's something that kind of draws you in here. I don't know, just being a running back from Jersey, it kind of draws you in. But once you get here and you put yourself in a position and you take football out of your equation, you can see yourself here in Madison living as a regular person, like a non-athlete. So I think that's just one of the biggest things is just the people here.
Where is that pipeline? Is it under the turnpike? I'm from Staten Island. I never saw that pipeline anywhere.
The pipeline is just an invisible pipeline. Only Jersey guys can see the pipeline. That's how we get here.
Who else has been in that pipeline, for those who may not know, Jonathan?
Like Ron Dane, Anthony Davis, like some of those guys. Those guys are big-name guys who really carried the torch here, and that's just, from my position. But those are some of the guys who've carried the torch here, and one of the biggest things is you just want to do the same thing, and you want to uphold that standard.
What makes you so dynamic, do you think, Jonathan? What is in you and your DNA that makes you perfect for this position at this school at this time?
Yeah, I think being at this school, at this position, the thing that makes me so dynamic is my competitiveness, willingness to try and get better. Because if you look at the backs who've been here, I mean, there have been some great backs. So being at the position here, you can't be complacent. If you want to try to raise the bar, if you want to try to make it tougher for the next group of running backs to get in, you're going to have to compete every single day with yourself in order to try and get better to do so. So
who was your guy growing up that you're like, okay, this makes me want to be a running back?
So my favorite running back growing up in the NFL was Arian Foster. That was one of my favorite guys, hence the reason I got 23. And then, of course, soon to be, Melvin Gordon, just an extremely talented back. So those two guys, Melvin Gordon was my college guy, and then Arian Foster was my NFL guy.
Does Arian Foster know that you were at 23 for him? Does he know that?
I'm pretty sure I don't know if he's seen anything yet on me saying that, but I've said it multiple times, so I don't know if he's seen it or not yet.
Do you know him? Do you need to be fixed up with him too?
If you could fix me up with that.
Well, you know who could do that, Jonathan, is J.J. Watt, because Arian Foster's a former Texan, so let me help you with both. How about that?
I would appreciate that so much from the bottom of my heart.
This is amazing. And it's so funny. I never thought I had this in me because when you were running for 200 yards against Michigan in half a day, I was so pissed off. It's no fun. I was so upset. But this is the first time I think you and I have ever spoken. I have heard nothing but great things about you and who you are. Who has made you the person that you are, Jonathan Taylor?
Really, I think, just humble beginnings growing up back in Salem, New Jersey with my mother and father. They just instilled in me hard work. I mean, nothing too flashy, nothing too extravagant or deep story, but just understanding that they went to work every single day. understanding that things had to be done. So when I'm here, that's just kind of the mentality that I have. And as far as growing up, the same mentality too. Just things have to be done, and you're going to have to put your best foot forward, and you have to do what you can to get things done.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here. It's the same sentence, but I'm going to change the last word. Will I see you in Indianapolis in December?
That's the goal.
Okay. Will I see you in Indianapolis in February?
That's the goal.
Okay. So next February, I see you in Indianapolis, Jonathan?
That would be the goal. That would be if everything plans out well, and you can't look too far ahead. But of course, everyone at this level would love to be there in February.
Mm-hmm. So this is your last year in Wisconsin?
You never know. You never know what can happen. That's why we got to take it day by day, game by game, and see where things lie at the end of the year.
There you go. You're so smart. See, but here's the thing, too, Jonathan. I'm trying to get you out of the Big Ten. I'm trying to get you out of the Big Ten like as fast as I can.
Oh, man.
See, because, again, next level, it does appear that you have the skill set to succeed at the next level. Who's the current guy in the NFL right now that you look like you think you have the same skill set as someone in the NFL right now, Jonathan?
Oh, well, really, everyone's really different, but I could say some guys that I like to try and model my game after just because of the way they run, and I like the way that they play the game, is definitely Todd Gurley. He's very versatile, but he's a great runner. And Ezekiel Elliott. Those are two guys who I think are, and bigger guys. It's like not similar build, but, kind of a workhorse guy, but is also very versatile. So I think those are two guys who are in the game right now that I really like to try and model my game after.
So let me also follow up with a similar question here. Will I see you in New York City in December?
If everything goes well, we keep on winning. That'll be another possibility as well.
So what would you do if you won the Heisman Trophy, Jonathan Taylor? What would that mean to you?
Oh, it would mean a lot. And as far as what I would do, the only thing that you can do is thank everyone who helped you along the way to get to that point. Teammates, coaches, just parents, everyone who's helped you to get to that point at where you are as a man and as a player. The only thing you could do is thank them.
Okay, so this week against Illinois, are you aware of the milestone that you have in front of you this week, personally?
Yeah. They told me about it at the end of last game.
4 rushing yards shy of 5,000 in your career, becoming the 4th player to reach that mark by the end of your junior season. The others are LaMichael James, Ron Dane, who you've mentioned, and Herschel Walker. That's a pretty respectable neighborhood, sir. And then I don't know if you're ready for me to root for you, Jonathan. But week 9, you're playing Ohio State, Jonathan, and my children know to root for 2 teams, Michigan and anybody playing Ohio State. That day would be you, sir. So you go, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You are very welcome. And I appreciate you joining this program, Jonathan. This has been a pleasure getting to meet you. So let's go through our checklist here, okay?
Okay.
All right. Checklist number 1, hooking you up with J.J. Watt, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
On the list.
Checklist number 2, hooking you up with Arian Foster.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is getting you out of the Big Ten immediately, if not sooner. That's number.
You would love that.
You know what? I've seen enough of you. And I call the combine. I do the combine for NFL Network, and I would love to meet you there, if not as soon as you would like. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, and I'm drinking out of this cup right now. It does not hold my tears, but it's a great photograph of J.J. Watt on it. Congrats on everything going on for you, Jonathan. We'll chat soon.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Thanks for joining.
No, I appreciate the time.
You bet. Anytime. That's Jonathan Taylor at JT23.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.